Good evening. It's Wednesday, October 8th. Here's your evening news rundown in under 5 minutes. The funding crisis continues as senators rejected a series of stopgap bills this afternoon. The IRS has confirmed it will furlough 50% of its workforce, delaying refunds and audits nationwide. Air travel remains snarled with staffing shortages affecting TSA and FAA operations, most notably Chicago, Atlanta, and Denver. Economists warn each week of shutdown could shave off 0.2% of quarterly GDP growth. You know, this is serious for all Americans, especially those who work for the government and who are currently furloughed. And as a lovely gift, the president is threatening no retroactive pay, after this is done, which is such a wonderful Christian-like thing to do. Oh, by the way, it's against the law. He cannot do that. But will he try? Absolutely. He keeps pushing the envelope, and the Republicans keep letting him push that envelope. According to The Hill, growing rifts are emerging within the Republican Party as GOP senators privately question Trump's increasingly aggressive use of military power inside U.S. borders. Several lawmakers have said to be alarmed by Trump's deployment of National Guard troops to Chicago, Portland, and other Democratic-led cities, despite ongoing legal injunctions and oppositions from governors. Senators are also wary of Trump's public threats to invoke the Insurrection Act, a rarely used statute that could allow him to override state control and deploy active duty force. Yeah, you think? He's been saying this rhetoric. The problem is you didn't believe him when he said it months and months and months ago when Project 2025 came out. Or you're with it, or you are a co-signer of all of these atrocities he is implementing. And if you are opposed, you need to get on the microphone and you need to state it. You need to not anonymously report it to reporters. You need to take a stance. This is where we're at now. You're either on the right side of history or the wrong side of history, in my opinion. I don't care about people speaking anonymously because then you can go ahead and deny what you said. In other news, speaking of overreach of this president, on Truth Social, he demanded arrest of Illinois J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, accusing them of harboring chaos for resisting federal troop deployments. If you resist, you will be arrested. If you don't listen to me because I'm the king, I'm going to take care of you. And you see how this rhetoric can become dangerous? Because you have MAGA cult-like followers who will incite violence. You know, the thing you're accusing the left or liberals of doing. Lastly, I want to talk about the Supreme Court. They have a full docket. Which way will they fall? I'm very nervous, especially about this first one I'm talking about. Doe versus Florida, testing the constitutionality of state bans and conversion therapy for minors. A case that could set nationwide precedent on the LGBTQ rights and state autonomy. Listen, you're going to harm children, the people you think you're protecting. You know, their choice in sexuality is not a choice. They're born that way. We need to take that word out, choice. No, they are who they are. Either you accept and love your children, or love thy neighbor as thyself, or you don't. But don't harm children. Don't harm people. How about that? Murphy versus Missouri, weighing the free speech versus government pressure on social media companies. Moore versus the U.S., a major tax case that could redefine federal power over wealth taxes. United States versus Texas, challenging federal immigration enforcement limits. Trump versus Colorado, testing state authority to remove presidential candidates from the ballot. Which way will they fall? Will they fall in line with the Constitution, or will they fall in line with the so-called king of the United States? I'm Simply Shugar. That's your evening news rundown. Please stay smart, stay safe, stay informed. Like, share, and follow if you can.